I see nursing homes and all long-term care operators, which means assisted living facilities and home care services, being less than honest to the seniors and their families. My name is Wendy York of York Law Firm. We specialize in elder abuse cases. This is what we do all day, every day. Been doing this for over 30 years. I teach attorneys. I've drafted legislation in this area. I've testified in front of the legislature on bills to protect consumers. We are subject matter experts in elder abuse litigation. We are in the trenches daily, going after the operators who harm or kill our clients or their a family member. I see nursing homes and all long-term care operators, which means assisted living facilities and home care services, being less than honest to the seniors and their families. Now, being less than honest shows up in many ways. If you know of a material fact or about your business, your limitations, your operations, it would be important for that family member in deciding whether to place their loved one in your facility, and you withhold that is being less than honest. And you're denying that family member to know of a potential danger so that they could find a facility or a business that is more aligned with them. It also shows up in how you represent these operators represent themselves to the public. When you look at their websites, they all have a common theme. It looks like there are seniors almost at a resort, a cruise resort. They're all happy, smiling, and they make these representations about the quality of their staff, the quality of their services, even their 5 stars, or how they hold themselves out. And they're being less than honest, because the truth is their biggest priority is their return on investment, their revenue, their case mix, their margins, and they're not going to share that with you. They're all for profit. And at the end of the day, that's where the misalignment happens. And this is why harm continues to happen. They are also dishonest in that they create false Google reviews. We have filed a lot of lawsuits where we take their Google reviews, where they're insiders who are going in and they're making false Google reviews to try to jump up their reviews, because there's consumers who have submitted reviews about how bad they are. And so what they've done is their reviews go down and they try to bury the bad reviews by false reviews that are done by insiders or companies that do that for nursing homes or operators or businesses. They also are dishonest in what they tell the family when something bad happens of what happened. They often don't want to disclose everything that happens. So they might give a shade of the truth, a part of the truth, but not the whole truth, because it would put the operations, the company, in bad light. The family would be very upset if they knew the whole truth. And so what happens is they have the power of the pen. They can go back into the electronic health record and change or alter the record after the fact to make it look like the care that was provided was okay. Why do I say that? Because we've gone into the electronic health records and have done a deep dive, have done audit trail logs, and we find that operators have altered the medical record after the fact. And metadata and audit trail logs will reveal that. And then they will also game the system. So for example, nursing homes have a 5-star system that Medicare has put out. Only one of those 5 stars is based on third-party data that's objective and third-party reliable. All of the other stars are based on self-reported information by the facility. And there's been a lot of investigative pieces on the fabrication or inflation of the 5-star that is also dishonest. The bottom line is this: they're not telling you about limitations they have that they know exist that might be important for you and your family member as to whether this is the right decision for them. The easiest way for the family to independently look into whether there are concerns that they have involving their loved one is to ask for their residence records. If there is any resistance to giving the records to the family member, that should be a red flag. They're either going to send the records to an attorney or corporate to review, to possibly sanitize, because if there's nothing to hide, they should immediately be able to print out and make available those records. If there's a delay or a long passage of time, then that should be a red flag. They also are entitled to know information such as who is the licensee, what is the ownership, who are the licensees and the ownership of the facility. In nursing homes are obligated to make all of their prior surveys available to the public in an open area, in a binder, so that if a loved one comes into a nursing home and wants to see, hey, what is the Department of Public Health's findings on this facility? That is supposed to be open and available to the public. Similar to when you go into a restaurant, you see their safety rating on the door when you come in. A nursing home is required to have a binder with their prior licensing visits available for the family. You're also entitled to see their policies and procedures. California regulations obligate a nursing home to make available to a family member their policies and procedures. They're also available to talk to the physician or the staff member or staff members involved in your loved one's care. You're also entitled to participate in your care planning meetings. So if your loved one has dementia or a medical condition where they're taking medications where they're not able to stay on top of what's going on with their medical condition, any changes in condition, a family member can be the designated decision maker and attend any care plan meetings on behalf of that patient or resident so that you can advocate for your loved one. You are also entitled to the resident council meeting minutes, and you can participate in that. So for example, nursing homes are supposed to have what's called resident council meetings, where it's a body composed of the residents that they create, that they meet on a monthly basis, where they go over issues or concerns they have about how the nursing home is being operated. And then they can together collectively address any areas, send it to the administrator at the nursing home, and ask that they address them. And it's designed to give the residents a voice. Well, the residents are entitled to, one, participate in that, and two, ask for the resident meeting minutes or what the facility's response was. This is just some of many areas of what the residents are entitled to. I could go on for a long time, but those are the key points. The easiest other solution is to contact the licensing agency responsible for that provider. So if it's a nursing home, it's California Department of Public Health. If it's an assisted living facility, it's the Department of Social Services. And if it's a home care services agency, it's the Department of Social Services. If it's hospice, it's Department of Public Health. If it's a hospital, it's Department of Public Health. The way to differentiate which agency to contact is if it's a licensed medical facility, like a hospital, hospice, home health, or nursing home, that's Department of Public Health. If it's assisted living or in-home care, that's Department of Social Services. There's one other source, and that's the Ombudsman's office. I personally prefer and recommend that the residents or their family contact the state agency over the Ombudsman, because when you make a complaint to the state agency that oversees the licenses, the investigation becomes transparent and publicly available, whereas the Ombudsman, while good, doesn't have the same level of transparency. If a long-term care industry or operator is stonewalling giving your family the residents' records, then there's several things. One, contact the Ombudsman. Two, you can contact the agency that oversees that type of provider, either the Department of Public Health or the Department of Social Services. And three, the Federal Office of Civil Rights. They have a whole division specifically focused on a failure to provide the residents' medical records to either the patient or their family member immediately. If filing a complaint with the state agencies or the Ombudsman is not going to give the relief that the individual who's been injured or harmed needs or wants, then what is also available is an attorney who handles this type of practice area, who can investigate and review your case to make sure it's a case that is based on the evidence that has merit to move forward, and to give you legal redress. The state agencies and the Ombudsman, they have limitations, and their limitations are, if they substantiate the complaint, they can give them a deficiency. Sometimes a citation with an administrative penalty, which can be nominal and can be frustrating to the family. It's like a little slap on the wrist. And sometimes the defendant doesn't change its tune, right? Because there might be prior instances where they've had deficiencies in complaint investigations that were substantiated. So while it's good and we need to have these agencies oversee them and have those complaints and investigations done, the real impact, if you want to make a difference and get justice or a remedy for the harms that have been caused or what's been taken from your senior or loved one or family, is a civil lawsuit, which the legislature has found that this has a potential for real impact. In many instances, while you could have a substantiated complaint with the state agency, it's just a slap on the wrist. Oftentimes, families want to leave a bigger impact and want to do what they can to improve this broken and flawed system, where the only other remedy that really does that is civil litigation, a lawsuit that holds them accountable, and really, frankly, is going to be more costly for those operators than the little slap on the wrist by the state agencies. If you're watching this right now and you feel like you've been lied to. Trust your instinct. You probably were. Don't beat yourself up. Instead, get up and take action and be a part of looking for a solution to improve $1 trillion problem.